On this week's episode of the Crushing Debt Podcast, absurd purchases that people make. So welcome back to this week's episode of the Crushing Debt Podcast. My name is Shawn Yesner, owner and founder of Yesner Law, and welcome your financial coach, George Corbello. How you doing, George?
I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to help, brother. That's all I'm here for. But yes, welcome. I'm happy to be here. I got to give you an update. My new challenge with the savings challenge. That gets harder as the weeks go by. Let's put it like that. The numbers get larger and larger, but so far so good. You know, me and my wife are neck and neck for our savings challenge. So it's that house is going to be ours, buddy. It's going to be ours.
And so you're saving for the down payment, or you're saving for stuff to put in the house, or a little bit of both?
I would say a little bit of both. The down payment, obviously, we're trying to get up to the 20% mark, so that we're saving and saving and saving. But then we realize, holy cow, we need a refrigerator and washer and dryer and a bed. So yeah, it's there's a lot of that that we just realized that we're also trying to save up for.
Okay, so speaking of things that people might save up for, we stumbled on a couple of articles that I don't know. There's really no way to describe it other than
you could tell George was not. I was not doing really well, and it was just like, let's have fun.
Yeah.
With what we actually spend our money on and stuff. And I mean, it's going to be a good, maybe at the end, a good segue, or maybe our Patreon page where we can listen to what are some of the absurd spending we've done.
I don't think I've ever done any absurd spending.
Ever, never.
So we found a couple articles, so we'll go through some of these articles. But one is, what is this? TheFrugalExpat.com. The shocking truth: 12 ridiculous things people actually pay for. So let's see. Number one on the list: gold-infused cakes.
Gold-infused anything is why? Why would you do that?
Well, but people drink Goldschlager, right?
Okay, fine. We can have some exceptions. But why cake? Is that more nutrients? More minerals?
These extravagant desserts can cost anywhere from a few $100 to a few $1,000 and are often served at high-end events or weddings. While the gold doesn't add any flavor to the cake, it certainly makes for a visually stunning presentation.
Okay. All right, so you got to look good.
Got to look good. And I guess we can give credit. This is an article just recently, August 20 of 2023, by an author named Steve Cummings, Cummings. 12 ridiculous things people actually pay for right out of the gate. Gold-infused cakes.
Okay.
The second one, $100,000 plus on plastic surgery to look like a celebrity.
Well,
I think it's the to look like a celebrity that makes it ridiculous.
Ridiculous? Okay. You're right. No judgment on plastic surgery or, those kind of, if you want to fix something or address an issue. But if you want to look like Barbie, I've seen that. I've seen that on television.
Yeah.
Where you want to look like Barbie. Okay. I've seen one that I think one of the Kardashians, someone wanted to look like one of the Kardashians as well. Yeah. Why?
I don't know why anyone would want to look like a Kardashian, though.
I would like to be paid like a Kardashian if you want to play that game.
Although, something related, and you and I both kind of struggle with this. Have you ever thought of filling in the up top?
So you mean like putting hair back?
Yeah. Have you ever thought
of it? I look at old pictures and I'm like, yeah, the young me kind of makes sense in regards to like your Rogaines and baby plugs and stuff like that. As I get older, I kind of gotten used to just accepting the fact that I have no hair on top. So I think I'd look funny. But blonde hair, maybe?
Well, and I think for me, if I'm totally bald on Monday and I show up on Tuesday with a full head of hair,
yeah, okay.
That would be kind of weird.
Well, you have to take a vacation, take some time off, then, show up all of a sudden with...
I jumped in the fountain of youth and my hair exploded. So anyway, number 3 on this list, designer air in a can.
Okay. What is the purpose of designer air?
It says designer air in a can is exactly what it sounds like. High quality air from around the world that has been bottled and sold for upwards of $20. It might sound ridiculous, but apparently some people are willing to shell out extra cash for better quality air. I guess what
From where?
I mean, if you live in California, I guess.
You get it from the Himalayas?
I have no idea.
Get it from I love the air from the Colorado Rockies.
I can just imagine the story of the worker in that factory that like burps into a can or passes gas into a can.
All right, you just took it to another level there itself. That's a Party City, version of the can.
Well, it's like what's Spaceballs?
Okay,
that was the whole point of the movie Spaceballs, right? They wanted the cleaner air from the Spaceballs. Wanted the cleaner air from the other.
In the can, you could have done it easier. Than
somebody took Spaceballs and monetized it.
Brilliant. Yeah, there is an audience and people are spending money. To each their own. Go for it. Designer air.
So number 4 on the list: bottled water for pets.
Well, you could have. Could you just stay at bottled water? But what would be the difference with water for the pets?
So these waters can often cost up to 5 times more than regular tap water, and offer no real benefit to your pet. While they might be marketed as having special vitamins or minerals, in reality, these waters are just regular water with a hefty price tag.
Yeah, I think that's for humans too. I believe. I wouldn't be surprised. But once again, a lot of these kind of purchases are emotional.
Yeah.
They're trying to get on get our emotional sides going with our spending. So
well,
it makes sense.
I
love my dog, so gotta have the bottled water.
My mom is a huge fan. All she will drink is Evian. But you know what Evian spelled backwards is? Have you heard that? There's a comedian.
I think I've heard of it.
There is a comedian that tells a joke. You know what Evian spelled backwards is? Evian. Backwards is Naive.
Naive. Okay.
So.
Ay.
Anyway,
be nice. Let's be nice to everybody.
I love my mom, and I don't.
I love my mom.
I don't think she listens to the show. Number 5, a lifetime supply of pasta.
You can pay for a lifetime supply of pasta?
For around $10,000, you can get a lifetime supply of various types of pasta shipped to your door every month.
Every month?
Every month. I don't think it's $10,000 a month. I think it's $10,000, and they'll ship to you every month. And they'll just keep
shipping you pasta. That's a lot of pasta.
One of the times I got the most sick when I was in law school, I made myself way too much pasta. And back then, I'm in my 20s. My metabolism's way up there, so I ate like a whole box of spaghetti, and my stomach hurt so bad for like a day and a half. What? Just trying to digest all those carbs.
Oh, that's what it is, the carbs.
It was, ugh. So number 6 on this list: customized pillows. The idea of customizing your own pillow may seem strange, but apparently some people are willing to pay hundreds of dollars. Variety of materials: luxury satin, faux fur, velvet, personalized embroidery.
This one I think I'm going to have to battle you for, because I kind of agree. Again, good night's sleep is so important. And for me, finding the right pillow, it's got to be, heavy enough. It's got to be, thick enough. It's got to have, so you don't sweat so much. It has that coolant kind of, so let me tell you, if you have a good pillow, you're sleeping soundly so this one I'm going to be like, I'm going to allow this one.
It's not a ridiculous purchase.
It's not a ridiculous purchase.
Okay.
I think a lot of listeners are going to go, yep, you know what? If the right pillow is the best investment you can make, right mattress. Hey, look, I'll even get to the mattress. Now, again, water beds, that was a fad, bro.
Yeah.
But a good mattress, good pillow, dude, good night's sleep, man. That's so important. Not a ridiculous purchase.
So now we know what some of that savings fund is going for.
It's going for a good. It's going to be what's that? The one they measure? I want a sleep rating of 45 or blah blah blah. That bed and stuff. It's going to be on sale. I know I'm going to be able to get it.
Number 7 on the list: single parking spots. And it talks about some spots in New York City and other major cities can cost that much due to their desirable location. I guess I kind of get it. And I know there are some office buildings, especially downtown areas, where they pay for a parking space. Maybe. I don't know that one's so ridiculous.
I don't think it's ridiculous, but I think the thought of having a place where you can park your car. New York City, prime real estate car. You got to have a place to park your car. Totally understand that. Dude, I think it's sometimes it's like $500 a month.
Wow.
For a spot, again, garage spot, something of that nature. I've had, okay, I'll give you a good story as well. Sometimes in front of my mom's house, okay, very hard to get spots in the evening time. All right. Maybe this is terrible. Maybe it's not. But sometimes you can pay some of the guys who are just hanging out. Hey, dude, when a spot opens up, I want you to just, give me a call and let me know so I can come back down and park my car. So I'll leave my car double parked, wait, get the phone call. Hey, you got a spot open? Boom, and then I can go downstairs and actually park the car.
Yeah,
That's paying somebody for the parking.
There's a joke about a guy that goes to the bank in New York and says, I want to park, I want to deposit whatever, $10,000 in your bank, or no, I want to borrow $10,000 from your bank. Mm-hmm. And they say, okay. And so he says, okay, but I need to park my car here at the bank. And so they allow him to park the car at the bank. He borrows the $10,000. About a week later, he comes back. He says, okay, I'm going to repay the $10,000. They say, okay, it's $10,000. It's, whatever, $200 of interest. So he says, okay, here's the $10,000 back. Here's the $200 of interest. He goes, he takes his car, he drives away. The bank president says to him, wait a minute, why'd you borrow $10,000 for a week and pay it back and then pay $200 of interest? And he said, well, where in New York am I going to park my Ferrari for a week for $200?
That's a great point. Oh, my God. That's funny. That was funny. I like it.
So moving on. Number 8 on this list, caviar.
Caviar.
I don't think I've ever had caviar.
I'm not into that. So, but I believe the cost for it is what makes it a ridiculous purchase.
It says it might cost you a pretty penny, but caviar is definitely worth considering if you're looking to splurge on something fancy.
Apparently it's very good.
I guess.
So, sure.
So here's the one that you and I, this is the first one that I think I kind of disagreed with. Paying somebody to wait in line for you up to $1,000 per hour.
$1,000. Let me tell you, if you're waiting online, that's the greatest side hustle.
I agree. $1,000 an hour isn't worth it.
I don't think people are paying $1,000. Well, I mean, it depends. So again, it depends. Right? Rich people if you got money to burn, paying somebody, hey, be there for. I mean, think about it. Even to wait in line for like the latest iPhone.
Well, so the picture on this article is people waiting in line in front of an Apple store. So presumably they're waiting for the next iPhone to come out. But if I could pay somebody $100 an hour to wait in line at the Apple store for an iPhone, but I can go off and work and make $200, $250, $300 an hour, why wouldn't it be worth it?
Right. I kind of see the. So, what are some of the other bigger purchases that you have to wait for? Maybe game consoles, technology.
Yeah, it's really just toys.
Sneakers.
Typically, people.
It's toys. So you're thinking like
tickets, concert tickets, maybe.
But tickets are now online.
They're now, they're now all
there's
online.
Not like, hey, I'm gonna go to ticket. It's Ticketmaster.com. It's not go here and there. But I guess you could pay for the spot. For the ability to be able to, purchase those tickets, but that's a lot of scalping and stuff like that that's involved there. But I don't know. Great side hustle. I'll wait. You pay me $1,000, and I'll sit there and wait for your phone. That everybody's gonna get a week later.
So number 10 on this list, Diamond Encrusted Dog Collar. Yeah, that one kind of goes along with the water.
If you love your pets. I don't know. I'll age myself now, but Zsa Zsa Gabor probably had all of her pets having some nice and styling kind of. But
I don't mind getting a nice collar for my dog, but I'm going to save the diamonds for my wife.
You're not doing $1,000,
no,
$1,000 plus for the dog.
No.
I think the most I spent for a collar is $8.
Yeah. Now number 11 kind of hit
controversy.
Number 11 hit close to home. Number 11 is Pokemon cards. So apparently the guy that wrote this article, what's his name? The guy that wrote this article, Mr. Cummings, either doesn't have kids or doesn't like his kids.
Or doesn't collect.
Or doesn't collect, because number 11 is Pokemon cards. Now, here's the interesting thing, though. I get it. It's a ridiculous purchase. Every once in a while, my son gets a card that may be worth a few dollars that pays... that the value of that card is equal to or greater than what he paid to buy that pack of cards.
Right.
And there are people on social media right now, YouTube and whatnot on social media, making a killing. And all they do is open Pokemon card packs.
Isn't that amazing?
That's all they do.
That's amazing. And yes, I watch a few of those because it's. I don't know what any of those cards mean, so I'm not into that collection itself. But any collectible, I have collectibles as well. I love old, and I'll admit it here. Here's my weakness in life. Old Ghostbuster type of like collectibles, toys, things like that. Dude, I'm a huge Ecto 1 fan, so just like I have the little Hot Wheels, I'll have the miniature one. They'll even have light. Dude, it's pretty bad. So yes, that's for me is my ridiculous kind of purchase. But it once again, if you like the collecting and you use those things, I'm not gonna judge.
If you get enjoyment out of it, knock yourself out.
As long as my wife says, as long as the money gets paid.
There you go. And then the last one on this list, number 12 on the list, luxury tents for cats.
So the pets are getting.
I guess I see the theme here of not spending too much money on your pets.
Some not love here. But why are we going camping, glamping?
Well, I don't know. So these tents are designed with your cat's comfort in mind. They can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. They usually include features such as a hammock, scratching posts, heated beds, and even a mini fridge for food storage. I can't see the cat waking up at night.
Opened the fridge. Let me tell you.
The picture on the article is literally of a camping tent. I would imagine this is something more like one of those towers that the cats can play in. Okay. Is probably what I'm envisioning more so than
We're gonna have to do some research.
Literal camping tent. But so that was the article. 12 ridiculous things people actually paid for, but. We had such fun reading that article. We went kind of deep diving.
We're in the mood of lists lately. It's just, but I gotta say, so again, any ridiculous purchase, you're gonna stand there and tell me there's no ridiculous purchases you've made.
I've got to think on ridiculous purchases. I honestly, I don't know. Well, so, I mean, recently. I won't let my wife listen to this episode after this story. So when we were getting married, someone bought us a juicer.
Okay.
And so we thought we're going to get healthy with buying, juicing vegetables. So we bought a juicer. And we used it a handful of times, and some of the juices were really good. Celery is something that, if I would drink a glass of celery juice, number one, it tastes awful. I mean, imagine the taste of celery now liquefied.
Exactly.
But celery apparently has properties in it that help you fall asleep. So a glass of celery juice actually helped me fall asleep. And what I learned is if I put something else in there, so if I put grapes or apples or oranges or something, just a little bit to sweeten it up, the celery juice really helped. But I would make apple juices and vegetable juices and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we got married now 13 years ago. My wife and I got married. And so this juicer has been a gift for 13 years. And we've used it on and off.
Well made. Okay.
So my wife wanted to start juicing again. And so I pull out the juicer and here it is. And her comment was, "No, that's too old." So she bought a brand new juicer.
Okay.
The exact same but updated model that we already had.
Well, the on and off button would look different.
You want to guess where that juicer is right now?
No. Is it sitting right next to the other juicer?
Underneath the counter in storage. Sitting right next to the old juicer.
All right, that's pretty. I would. That's a funny story. I like that. But I think we all can relate to that, where we're thinking health, anything dealing with health, anything dealing with gym, anything dealing with those kind of things. We get into that mood, right? And it's like we're gonna do this gung ho, get it. And then something happens where we're just like, we're good. I'm healthy enough.
So guess what's going out on the garage sale lawn?
Nice.
The next
new one. Not the old one. The old one now is a relic.
What I might do is put the new one out there and tell my wife it is the old one. And that way she won't.
You got to keep the antiques around, people.
Antiques. It's 13 years old. Antique. It looks exactly the same as the other one. So... anyway, so we found. What about you? What's a ridiculous purchase you made?
Oh, I think last week. My wife is again. I'm a collectibles guy, so it's I have your little stupid figurine, and they're stupid to me. I love them though, but it's like one of those Hot Wheels. They have the starships for each of the Star Wars.
Yeah.
So it's little Hot Wheels,
I have a little
die-cast
Millennium
metal.
Falcon. Yeah.
You got it. So no, but George doesn't just need the Millennium. He needs the variant, and then he needs the other Mandalorian one, and then he needs the. So yeah, I'm one. So my wife is like, "Where are you putting all of this?" I'm like, "I'm planning in the house, the house that doesn't exist yet."
Oh, we built my kids started buying the Ninjago Lego sets.
Okay.
We have this old table that like a little train table that you put like a Thomas the Train engine on, and it's got drawers in it to hold the trains and the tracks and whatnot. So on this table, we built this Ninjago city. Well, now we're going to switch up that room, and so my wife and I are looking at it like, what the heck are we going to do with all these? And the funniest part was someone got my younger son a Lego set of campers. So it's got the little Lego motorcycles and a little Lego tent. And so I put that right in the middle of this Ninjago battle. I'm like, imagine these poor campers.
The campers
They wake up one night and they're surrounded by all this Ninjago nonsense. But anyway,
let your imagination run wild.
Maybe that's the Lego Movie Part 3.
There you go. There you go.
So
copyright.
We found something else on BuzzFeed. People are fessing up about the dumbest things they've spent money on, and it's painfully relatable.
So we all have done it, is what we're saying.
We've all done it.
Let's see.
So these are stories that people have sent, and some of them, bought $50 worth of Beanie Babies because I thought they'd be worth something.
That was the 90s. Was that the 90s, right? That was 90s?
Yeah, that was
2000s?
Yeah,
2000s?
I think closer to 2000s.
A lot of, but that's I guess you could say Barbies, Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Certain toys.
My partner went out to buy vegetables for dinner and came home with a kayak. He forgot the vegetables, and the kayak has never been used.
And the divorce papers were served.
Yeah,
a week later.
I mean, there's so much in there. How do you forget?
How do you unpack that? Yeah,
how do you forget vegetables and buy a kayak?
Baby, you gotta understand. I was going to Publix, and all of a sudden, somebody in the front was selling a kayak.
Yeah,
I just had to have it.
But then to never use it.
And then they never. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Number 3, decided to go to grad school 5 years after graduating for no other reason than I have no clue what to do with my life.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Have a plan.
We'll have an episode coming up later on student loans.
Yes.
Number 4, when I was, and this one I don't think this one's so bad. When I was 17, I had unknowingly saved up $2,000 from work. Now,
unknowingly?
How do you unknowingly? But
oops.
I chose to spend the money on a double neck guitar. Well, if you're a guitar player,
that makes sense.
And it's found money. I don't see why that's a problem.
Unfound again. I'm a little okay. Yeah, I don't play guitar. I'm not an instruments person itself, but I can. Again, for me, it's a nice little investment.
From what I understand, guitar players don't just own one guitar.
True.
So
that's true.
This next one is totally something I would do. I traded a rather rare book to a used local bookstore because I had 2 of them.
Okay.
Then I went back to the bookstore a month later and excitedly bought my own book back because it was rare and I didn't think I owned it. That sounds like something I would do.
You got to track. If you're going to have these types of rare books or collectibles and stuff like that, it's a good idea to know what you got.
The next one, I bought a onesie for my Great Dane.
Well, the pet owners are getting hit up today. It's like, but why a onesie? Well, I mean, I guess maybe making fun. Maybe if they're actually like it was practical.
I know some of the little dogs get cold, so you put a sweater on them.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
Okay, a onesie though. Okay.
This next one, I don't get this next one. I bought a house in 2007. It's still not worth as much as we paid for it. I don't know. I mean, by 2023, the house should be. When was this article written? So this article is from December of 2019.
Still, 10 years, 12 years paying mortgage, and you're telling me the value of the home? Yeah, okay.
Maybe not.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. This one is something my kids would totally do. Spent over $100 buying clothes for my avatar on a virtual reality game when I could have spent it on, actual
my
clothes.
Kids, I have to say, my kids have done that where it's like, Dad, I need, $5 for this, and I'm like, what's it for? I'm like, because my game avatar needs this T-shirt, this thing. I'm like, dude, you really like digital purchases that you'll never touch, have, or okay, but nope.
A lifetime Mega Video subscription. The company was shut down shortly afterwards for copyright infringement.
Whoops.
An ex broke up with me. She was the first person I dated, and I didn't really know how to navigate the breakup, so I bought her a really thoughtful gift for her birthday a month later. A month after the breakup.
Okay. That's you might put that money towards a therapist.
Yeah.
Have something. Go talk to somebody about your feelings.
Oh
boy.
I buy $75 in plants only to let them die because I forget about them.
Okay, that's funny.
Dude, start buying plastic plants.
Dude, spend $75 in plastic plants. But yes, holy moly, that's hilarious. Okay, yep, I could relate to that.
Let's see. When I was high off pain meds after my ACL surgery, I was on Amazon and saw a typewriter that I really wanted, ordered it, and it was still a picture of a typewriter on a notebook.
Lesson there, don't purchase anything when you're under the influence, even if it's, drugs from that's a big surgery though. ACL,
yeah.
That's a big surgery.
I guess the theme there is not to shop while you're high off of surgery.
High off of surgery. I like that. That's good.
I bought a faceless doll to scare people. Turns out I was the most scared one.
So I'll give you you go to those again. I go to those kind of antique stores, collectibles, those kind of stores. My wife is like, you're not purchasing any doll that's been used or been in other places. You don't know what kind of bad juju
you don't know where it's been.
You're like, okay, so a faceless doll. Yeah, I think I'd be running from that one.
I bought a rare exotic cucumber from a guy who said it would give me good luck.
Okay, now you're messing with me.
That I guess I would plant that and try to grow more.
Too funny.
Or
look, Jack and the Beans.
Yeah, I'd plant it next to the beans.
Mm-hmm.
I used to buy Starbucks and or lunch for several coworkers multiple times a week. I was in an incredible amount of debt. Yeah, I get that one.
We relate to spending because we, how we want to look in front of others. So yeah, I would not do that for sure if I'm not in that position to do that.
This kills me every time I remember it, and it's honestly made me into the extreme money saver I am today. When I was younger, my family visited Niagara Falls. I had $50, which is a lot for a kid with no job, and I was excited to buy some souvenirs. I spent it all on keychains. I only got like 6 of them to, spend the $50.
Right.
They were all of the same place. It's not like they were from different cities. I wasted all the money I owned on freaking keychains. Who even uses those? It haunts me to this day.
We do go by, like, hey, I'm in New York or Kansas or California. You buy the magnet or the magnet for the fridge magnets. What's the deal with that? Like, why would you? Again, for me, that's another purchase. You go scratch your head a little bit.
Well, if it's going to help you remember where you were, I mean, I don't really buy a lot of them, but if it's going to help you remember, but still, keychains for a kid that doesn't use that doesn't have keys. You
don't have keys. Okay.
So why would you need a keychain?
Well, he has 5 of them now, and that's kind of dumb.
So I want to go over this one real quick. 10 frugal habits that are a total waste.
Ooh, okay.
And this is, again, from the Frugal Expat. And so this one seemed kind of interesting to me. 10 frugal habits that are a total waste. Buying cheap, low-quality products.
Kind of.
I get it.
I would say I understand why, but you're going to be buying them more because of the fact that they're low-quality products.
Right. Buying bulk items that you don't use or won't need before they expire.
If you're
agree.
If you're buying a ton of fruit or a ton of something that's going to go bad, any perishables are going to go bad, and you don't eat them in time. That totally makes sense.
Skipping regular car maintenance to save money.
Well, if you want the big maintenance,
There you go.
Yeah. Oil change. Who needs that? 20,000 miles later, your engine is done. Sure.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Using coupons for things that you don't use just because they're on sale.
I've done that once in a while.
I've done that.
Back in the day. But yes, I've gotten better to not do that.
Not investing in quality foods, relying on fast food and processed meals.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Keeping old electronics and other outdated items. This is totally me.
Oh my God, I have a... Okay. I have a bin of wires and plugs and anything like that that's in the closet.
I think every homeowner, I do too. Every homeowner has that box.
Just in case. You don't know if I'm going to need that old coaxial
I may
4 cable. You
I may need that 700-foot speaker wire. I may, because these days wireless speakers don't exist anymore. So what I had too was a box, like the box that paper comes in. You know, when you get like 12 reams of paper and you get the big box of paper. I had a whole box filled with old cell phones.
Oh my God. Well, okay. I do. I probably have a Galaxy 3 somewhere. No, I'm not even.
I'm talking about my old Nokia brick was in there.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my flip phones were in there.
Well, I did have. What was the iPad? I had not even an iPad. It was the iTouch. It was like the before they actually had the phone. So yeah, I have one of those in the house still. You know, I don't know if it works. Don't get me wrong. It's there though.
Yeah.
So, that one hurt. That one hurt. All right.
Skipping regular doctor visits and dental checkups.
That's more of a social. We got a social problem there, but
this one I love. Driving out of the way to save money on gas.
Yeah, that's dumb. I've done it too. Hey, I'm gonna go 4 extra miles so that I can save on 20
so I can
cents
save,
a gallon.
Yeah, not 20 cents. So I can save like 1 cent per gallon. I'm gonna go 20 miles out of my way and save a penny per gallon. And then the last one, trying to DIY everything. I get that. Sometimes you get what you pay for.
I had my first house that was definitely, I'm like, oh, I can do like my dad was very handy, man. I'm thinking it's in the genes. I'm like, no, it wasn't in the genes, bro.
No,
it's there were moments where we're just like scratching our head, like, what the hell was I thinking? It's like, nah, we're good.
So meanwhile, let us know what you think. What are some weird money purchases, some ridiculous money purchases, absurd purchases that you've actually made?
I would agree.
Shoot us an email. We won't use your name unless you want us to, but shoot us an email. There's a couple other lists here that I thought were kind of fun that we'll probably save for the after pod.
Gotta have something to talk about.
So. In the meantime, some of this stuff was serious, some of the stuff was funny, but hopefully you go through it and you learn a little bit about, what am I spending my money on? Are there better ways I can spend my money? Or is this stuff that I just want to do because I have the money to spend it on and I can have a little bit of fun?
No judgment, I'm telling you. This is more of just, I think it was just, you have some fun. We were making fun of ourselves.
Yeah, because we've done some of these purchases.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess that'll do it for this week's episode of the podcast. And hopefully you're not making enough of these purchases that you have more money at the end of the month rather than month at the end of the money. And we will talk to you in next week's episode.